Thank you. I can distinctively remember the first time when I forgot my own song when singing it live in front of an audience. I was in the middle of my show when my mind went completely blank. I had no idea what the next chord was or what the lyrics were. I just knew that I had failed. I had failed miserably in front of all these people, and they knew that. They saw that. Actually, ever since I remember myself, I've desperately tried to avoid these kinds of situations. I remember when younger, back at school, I would hardly ever do my homework. And it wasn't because I wouldn't want to or wouldn't know how to do it. It was because I was so afraid of making a mistake. So I would rather deal with not having a homework at all than deal with admitting my own mistakes and trying to fix them. And when I started playing live, I remember I had quite the same thoughts. I thought to myself that maybe I should quit this and not try at all. But there was this curiosity in me. And I thought to myself, what if only for once I could overcome this and stand on a stage with what I had to say? And to my surprise, the curiosity was bigger than the fear this time. So not long after I had my first concert, it was back at home. There were two people, my mother and my brother. We sat in our stairway, we had some tea and some cookies, and I was about to play them my songs. And I remember I was really, really scared, because I had written these songs for myself as a way of dealing with the things that bothered me and were hard for me. And showing these songs to someone meant being really honest about how fragile I felt in this world. And it made me even more vulnerable to people around me. And when I started, I kind of felt like I'm the only one who has a hard time fitting in. But when I started publishing my songs, I also started receiving messages from people telling me that they felt the same, that they have had the same thoughts, the same feelings, and that me singing about them had helped them greatly. And so my songs had become not only a tool for myself when coping with these kinds of emotions, it had also become a tool for others. And it was a great boost when trying to fight my self-doubt. When on stage, there can be all kinds of failures. There can be some technical issues, or I can forget my own song, for an example, or say something silly out of stress. But what I know now is that it's all okay. It's okay to be vulnerable in front of people. And actually, whenever these kinds of things have happened to me, it has brought me and the audience much closer, because it just makes it all so much more real and sincere. And though the stage may seem as a place where there is no room for failure, it actually can be a space where you learn that making a mistake can be a good and liberating thing. And when I started, I wasn't aware of the impact that the music would have on my life. At first, it was just a thing that I did. But music taught me many things. It taught me to speak up when people are around me. It taught me to be more braver. It taught me to say yes to the things that scared me the most. And most importantly, it also taught me that me being afraid just meant that I really, really cared about those things. And the more scared I was, the more I cared. And if I should try to explain how it is for me to stand on a stage with these songs that I've written, I would say that it's like climbing a mountain when you are really, really, really scared of heights. And I kind of want to climb the mountain. It seems like that it could be fun. But in the meantime, I also don't, because my natural instincts say that I could get hurt, it's dangerous, I could fall. And it would also take a lot of effort to get up there. But something urges in me. I don't know exactly what that is, but it's just, I just want to do it, and I do it. I just climb the mountain. And when I stand there on the top of the mountain, the view is spectacular, and I get filled with joy and excitement. And yes, I may feel tired, and yes, the fear never really leaves the picture. But what I know now is that my fear is also my blessing, and that my fear is what makes it all so much more rewarding. So the first song that I played today was from my second album that was released late last year. And the second one is also going to be from that album that is titled Hardships Are Ships. Thank you.
High up above, the highest cloud is where I long to be. With the lightest breeze lifting me up and filling up each broken part in me. And I sit there waiting patiently for the ships to sail out into the sea. And I'll wait there endlessly, though I know there's no ships nor sea below me. Three white horses and the queen of hearts. It's a story that never quite starts. And I watch from afar, and I watch it from afar. My own destiny that lies in the stars.
Thank you.